This mission was very significant from India's space program. If you look at from that perspective, it was a milestone for us.
True, sir.
And we are already planning for Gaganyaan mission.
Can you walk us through the objectives and achievements of this Axiom
Right.
mission? And were there any significant scientific experiments or technologies which stood out to you?
So here we use the SpaceX Falcon 9, that launch vehicle, which took the crew module with 4 astronauts into the space, and then it was taken to the International Space Station. What is something called docking? It docked into space station.
Should we look at these dynamics? Like for instance,
Correct.
now Axiom Space is collaborating with SpaceX and NASA for this mission.
Correct.
So how do you look at these dynamics between the public and private players?
Correct.
In terms of partnership with respect to space exploration?
But if you look at India, even now our government policies has been changed.
Hello, sir. Very good to have you back in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
So my first question, what exactly is Axiom 4 mission and how is it different from the earlier Axiom 1 or Axiom 3 missions?
Okay. This is a very good question because this is the trending right now. And
Yes,
Axiom 4 mission, which has been successfully carried out, is a private space crew module based mission.
Yes,
If we compare with Axiom 1 and the earlier missions, so they had a mission to carry the module to the International Space Station
True, sir.
and even the astronaut there. But this time was very significant because of India's presence. Because first time our astronaut, what we call Gagan Yatri, group captain Subhash Shukla,
Yes, sir.
he went to the International Space Station and is the first Indian to do that. So that is one of the thing. And again, there was Commander-in-Chief Peggy Whitson from US. Then 2 specialists, one from Hungary, second from Poland. So there's a multi-country, this collaboration project was there.
True, sir.
Right.
So this brings me to my second question. Can you walk us through the objectives and achievements of this Axiom mission? And were there any significant scientific experiments or technologies which stood out to you personally?
No, because this mission was very significant from India's space program. If you look at from that perspective, it was a milestone for us.
True, sir.
And we are already planning for Gaganyaan mission. Very soon, ISRO will take our astronauts. Initially, there were planned for 3 astronauts, but now we have selected 4 of Indian Air Force astronauts. And out of that, now it is very clear that our group captain Subhash Shukla, he will be one of the pioneer head as a pilot of the Gaganyaan mission. So what I would like to bring here, see, when you look at manned mission, human space flight, so there are 2 ways where it can be done. One is that which NASA had earlier, space shuttle program, Discovery, Atlantis, Columbia, Challenger, right, Endeavour, there's all this were there. That used to be a system of where astronauts sit inside a kind of a jet plane, and as a rocket, it goes to the space, booster gets separated, come down, and then that same jet, after returning, what you call re-entry, comes back and land on the runway. But if you look at this mission, is it different from this earlier mission what NASA does? This mission has a crew module. That means there was a module where within the module 4 astronauts were kept inside, and just like we drop a satellite into the orbit by a rocket, so here we use the SpaceX Falcon 9, that launch vehicle, which took the crew module with 4 astronauts into the space, and then it was taken to the International Space Station. What is something called docking? It docked into space station. The astronaut stayed there for 14 days and 18 days and then came back. Now, if you look at when they came back, it was not a jet plane or something, space shuttle. Rather, this module went just like a satellite. And then it was lowered to the atmosphere, and with a system of parachutes, it would drop to the ocean. That's off the coast of Florida. So, if you look at the entire mission, it is similar to what we will do as Gaganyaan. Our Gaganyaan mission will be similar to same mission. So that is the one part of it. Second thing is that what you asked, objectives. So all these astronauts who went to International Space Station, they conducted number of microgravity experiments. Let me tell to everyone who are watching right now. See, when we go to the 400 kilometers or up in the outer space, we have zero gravity or very minimum gravity. On the Earth, as a human body, we have everything, circulatory system, our brain works, our heart works, our body system works. What we see other living organisms, what we have on Earth, they are under the influence of gravity. But when you go to the outer space, there is no gravity.
There's no gravity.
Or minimum gravity.
Minimal gravity.
What we call microgravity. So, one of the very important objective of such mission is that to conduct number of experiments, like what impact it has in human body, how the cells can multiply. Can we develop any product of industrial application in future by conducting experiment in zero gravity? Food, how we can preserve food. Food can be preserved longer time in zero gravity. So this time is very significant because Axiom 4 missions carried out more than 60 experiments.
That's a huge number.
Huge number, and they were running out of time because they stayed for only 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks plus few days. But these people carried out a lot of experiments. They tried a number of experiments from universities across the world, Europe, US, even India's experiments were conducted.
And as far as I remember, all the experiments conducted by India were successful.
Well, all successful. I'll just add few very important things that we conducted stem cell experiment. Stem cells, if you come from biotechnology thing, those who are listening right now, they're so unique cells which can have a reprogramming ability. They can divide and can form antibody cells. So this time muscle growth. It is going to have a very significant impact on medical science. Growth of muscle, growth of cells. That our astronaut, Group Captain Subhash Shukla did that. And lot of things, even the bodily thing, he did some yoga also there, practicing the yoga part of, so, and the food and other things. So that was very significant in terms of that. That is one objective. Second objective is that can we take a crew module to the space, dock it to NASA space station, and again undock it and enter the Earth's atmosphere and successfully, land on the water surface, sea surface. That was also another testing important components of the crew module. And third very important thing, because it was a participation of NASA, SpaceX and Axiom 4, that is a part of the private entity. So now we see that private players taking the lead. So it is, you can say this was one of the very significant objective was to make more and more participation of private players into such a challenging space mission.
Yeah, that was my next question, sir. Yeah. So how should we look at these dynamics? Like for instance, now Axiom Space is collaborating with SpaceX and NASA for this mission. Correct. So how do you look at these dynamics between the public and private players? In terms of partnership with respect to space exploration?
No, this is a very good question you have asked, because see what is happening now. If you look at kind of development in space sector worldwide, including India, a lot of activities are happening now, and many startups are coming up. So we in the news only read about SpaceX. That's one, Elon Musk as kind of company. Then we also come across Blue Origin, another Jeff Bezos company. Recently, Richard Branson, Virgin Atlantic, he came out with Virgin Galactic. So these are the foreign companies. But if you look at India, even now our government policies has been changed, and we want to bring Atmanirbharta, Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India program. We want to create more and more better space for private players come to space program, because you all know that worldwide, including India, all such programs are dominated by government agency. Let's say ISRO, ISRO, or NASA, or ESA, or JAXA. But with this coming of private companies, that is going to open a big opportunity in the space sector. Let me list one by one. First will be that critical components, let's say satellite, spacecraft, launch vehicle. Private players can come there and can help in doing R&D, research and development, with the government agency like NASA or ISRO or whichever agency is there, and develop those critical components for the space program. Another second thing is that it will bring employment, jobs employment.
True, sir.
Because what will happen there, it will open up entire vistas for young talents to come to space program. True, and they will be getting not only jobs, but the excitement to work in such kind of environment in outer space, that is going to open a door. And sir, when we talk about engineering or technological thing, we normally talk about computer science, engineering, or civil engineering, mechanical engineering. It is also going to bring a very significant, dramatic change into aerospace engineering, aeronautical engineering. And there are a lot of talent pool which private companies can harness.
Very true, sir.
And sir, this technology, we should not think in silos. We should not think that only space program. Private players coming to space program will develop technology which will also be used in defense sector, like missiles or rockets. Even those technology will be used in civilian aircraft, like today we have Boeing or all those kind of big aircraft manufacturing company. So that is going to give a big boost in coming future. And we have now recently brought about the new space policy, and we have recently one very important company called NSIL, New Space India Limited. Is a government PSU. Earlier we had Antrix, that under the ISRO commercial arm of the ISRO. Now we have got another company, NSIL, and we are promoting domestic startups, private companies, to build satellite, to build rockets, like what Elon Musk is doing. We want to create many such examples in our country. Let's say Elon Musk has built Falcon 9 rocket. Even now, ISRO is supporting Indian startups to build rockets. Let me give one very good example. There's a company called Agni Cool. They have built Agni Ban. This is a very new development. Many people are not aware of it. And you'll be surprised to know this two-stage engine, this Agni Ban by Agni Cool, which is a private startup company, is a 3D printed. That innovation, you can say that innovations that is coming in the technological domain like space sector. And sir, finally, which humans have always been looking into the upper space, watching sun, moon, stars.
It's very exciting.
Exciting there. Now man has been thinking that what if man goes there and see below the earth, like when that squadron leader Rakesh Sharma, when he went in 1984, that time our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi asked, how does India look from there? So he said, Sare jahan se acha, Hindustan hamara. Now similar question was asked by PM Modi, this time to Group Captain Suvanshu Shukla. So he also said, our India looks so beautiful when we see from the space. So what is another thing which I want to bring to everyone who is listening right now, that private players in space sector will boost tourism, space tourism. That the dream of going to the space and coming back to Earth, that will become reality in coming future. And private companies can harness this potential of tourism. And even I can say that if the way the things are going on, we should in the coming 30 years, we'll have a habitable place on the moon. And also habitable place on the Mars, where man will go and live there. And that can be done with the help of private companies. Yes, sir.
So in this Axiom 4 mission, there were many international crew members and also like commercial astronauts.
Correct.
So how does this Axiom 4 mission talk about the space democratization and also this privatization? What is the role of this?
No, it's very important because as we have discussed privatization in the space sector, now another thing is democratization. Earlier, this type of challenging mission, only it was in the handful of the nations, like US or Europe or China or Russia, those kind of things. But now, this Axiom 4 mission has opened gate for many other countries to go to the space and come back. So, it is, you can say, it is a baby step taken now. As like, Neil Armstrong has said that when he landed on the moon, one step of man, a giant leap for mankind. So this democratization process started, that it will not be in the hand of only a handful of countries. Now many countries will now come to the space program and they will send their commercial crew member, astronaut, to the outer space.
Yes, sir.
Like as this time, US, India, Poland and Hungary. And all they were commercial. They were funded by SpaceX or the respective government. Their agencies funded this mission part of Axiom 4. So imagine in future, there are many such axioms will be there. And many astronauts coming from different countries will go to the space and come back. Earlier we used to only hear about US and Europe, but now things are going to change. in coming future. Right.
So in this particular, now we have talked about the positive sides of privatization of space. Now, are there any risks associated with it, be it like technical, be it scientific, be it ethical or geopolitical? What kind of risk we might see in this particular aspect?
Yes, it's a very important question you have asked, because those who are the aspirants writing the mains exam, even this can be asked in UPSC mains exam also.
True.
Even other exam also there. So I always believe, and I have been telling this in my classroom to the students, that whatever technology we have today and whatever technological development we are seeing right now, it has got positives, it has got negatives. You know what we say, boon and ban. It is for us the boon also and curse also. There are risks. There are definitely risks. There are negative aspects of space technology also there. I'll just list one by one. See, first thing is that space technology is a very cost-intensive sector.
True, sir.
You have to spend lots of money, billions of dollars that get spent in building spacecraft, satellite. So one of the things is that only those players can get into here which can invest that amount of
capital.
And it is not that only building the satellite or rocket or launch vehicles. You require space infrastructure. Like for example, we have in our country Sriharikota, Satish Dhawan Space Center. You require launch pad. You require for the manned mission special training center, because you train the astronaut. You require complete logistics. Even the space, when a man goes to there, the same food we cannot eat, what we eat on Earth. They have different type of diet, and they have to maintain their body physiology there in the zero gravity or mini gravity or microgravity. So food, then their health, medicines. Then even once you go out of space, when you are coming back, you require again acclimatization to set up with again back to the Earth environment. So again, those are all very costly. So one of the things is that private players are coming there, but only those private players who can invest huge amount of money,
amount of capital.
The capital there. Again, second thing is the manpower, expertise. Because space as a domain, if you look at compared to other areas of technology, we have very few manpower. If you look at scientists, engineers, very less is there. Most of the time, people prefer lucrative careers, like where the high-paying jobs
are there.
But they will go into that. And third thing is that those experts who are in the space sector, they have a long gestation period, because to build anything about space program takes time. And now I'll just give you one very good example. Suppose billions of dollars spent, right? We have those kind of training of expert manpowers, but there is always a risk of a failure. Let's say launch vehicle rocket fails, then it is a loss. Entire money is gone into the wastage. Right? And it has happened in the past. Even SpaceX, he has met with a number of failures. Elon Musk was on the brink to become a bankrupt because of his all failures in the past. So challenge is what comes, that is the failure part, how much the failure it can give. High risk is there. Then as you talked about this environmental aspect also, debris, space debris, space junk. When you are going more and more space programs, so whatever is in the outer space remains there. And now there's a growing concern of space debris, because now it is all overcrowded outer space. That can be risk to the present day working satellites or space programs. Then even I'll bring another thing, the kind of cultural aspect also there, that geopolitical aspect. What is cultural aspect comes here? Because people who come from different background, and how they go to International Space Station, how they're able to, cope up with their kind of camaraderie, or the people coming from different countries, like as we said, democratization, because different countries have got different cultures. But if you look at geopolitics, let's say I'll give a very good example. Outer space, there's no country can claim sovereignty.
True, sir.
Okay, that this part is India's part, or this is US territory, or this is China's territory. We can't do. What is called global common. What is global common? It belongs to entire human race, mankind. So what is the problem there? Let's say when a satellite is there in the outer space, it can observe any part of the Earth. Sometimes we have an allegation of space, spying, that reconnaissance, right, gathering the information. And you know that India and the neighbor China, China factor comes, India-China geopolitics.
Yes, sir.
Other countries can peep into our territory, collect all the crucial data. And today we can do with satellites, remote sensing satellites, Earth observation satellites can do that. That is possibly there. Again, what geopolitics comes? In future, there's another very big thing being talked about, space dominance and also space war. Like you have seen the Hollywood movie Star Wars.
Yeah, yes,
that and recently China is trying to get the dominance in the space in terms of testing weapons. Sometime maybe laser gun, maybe some kind of energy weapons. Even Russia, even US, they're trying to have those kind of thing. And you know that now China is building its own independent space station.
Yes.
So that geopolitical thing is that if let's say future war is there, it is not only in the land, air and water, but there will be fourth domain will be cyber warfare, that cyber domain, and the fifth war will be space war. So these are the negative aspect of the space development what and right now going on there.
True. At present, now as we have talked about the privatization and all, so are the present international laws like the Outer Space Treaty are adequate to, as you said, regulation is very important.
Right.
So the laws which we have at present, are they sufficient to regulate the traffic or regulate the privatization of space? Or if not, what are the gaps do you see with respect to these particular aspects?
Right. See, Outer Space Treaty, right, is a very old treaty. And it doesn't have that kind of bindingness. Way back in 1967, when the space things were coming up, like way back in 50s and 60s, where this space was growing up that time. United Nations General Assembly came out with this international law. But if you look at provisions of the law, it was based on that time, back of 60s. Because this treaty was brought in 67. Now we are in 21st century. If you look at the last 60 years, a lot of new technologies have come in space program. A lot of new missions have come in space program.
True, sir.
So, what I think, it is not adequate. If you take my opinion, today international community requires a robust and a very important kind of a treaty, or what we can say convention. Now, this treaty, although was in terms of developed a kind of a forum for spacefaring countries to come together, cooperate with each other and work on that. But still there are a lot of gaps are there. Like as I mentioned that, commercialization of space program, privatization of space program, then geopolitical aspect of space program, security defense aspect of that, space debris, junk. And not only we are talking about Earth's communication satellite or other type of satellites. In future we will be going to moon, right, on another planets. All this requires a new type of convention which countries have to come together, sit together, drop together, negotiate, and then ratify and bring a international law. Again, when is another thing which I would like to bring, liability part. Tomorrow if there is any accident, tomorrow if there is any kind of damage, so who will be liable there?
Yeah, exactly.
So that is again a gap is there. Space war I have said, weaponization of space. Again, we don't have such kind of provision. So what I can tell, that under international law, we need three things. Three things are required. First, having an important convention or a treaty which can regulate the outer space, and not the outer space, even the moon and other part of the already treaties are there, but they are old. Second, we need an umbrella based organization. Right now we have UNUSA, United Nations Outer Space Affairs office is there, but that is only office, because now the space activities have become very high. A lot of things are happening, so we need a proper kind of secretariat
or regulating authority
there. We need that kind of thing. So that is again my second point on that. And third, based on that convention and the regulatory body, every country which is into space program should have its own kind of national law. We don't have any act in India. Although Government of India, Parliament tabled a bill in terms of regulating space activities in India. Like we are bringing private companies in space program. So we need an act to control and regulate what we are doing in our country. So Japan or Europe or Australia or US or any country they need that kind of a legal framework in their own countries.
Their own countries.
Yeah. Yes.
So this brings to my last question.
Yeah.
So what would you see, or how would you look at the future of the space in the next decade or next 10 to 20 years? How do you think the space sector is going to evolve in the world or be it in India?
Yeah. There's a very important part you have asked here. If you look at present, total space sector of the world is a $300 billion industry sector. And 2035, it will become $500 billion sector. That means, if I look at 10 years, 2025 and 2035, the entire revenue or the kind of growth is going to become double. What I can think is that in the 2035 to 2040 time, it may multiply to up to $500 to $600 billion sector.
That's huge, sir.
And if you look at India's position, we only have 2% share of the global space market. Only 2%. That means we are far behind.
True.
That is very far behind. So India has to now leverage our indigenous technology, our capability, and increase the 2% share to at least we should look for 10 to 15% share in the next 10 years or one decade. So one thing is that global market, space market, going to become double, around $600 billion industry in coming 10 years. Now India has to also, according to the global increase, has to increase own share.
Yeah.
That we should look for 10 to 15% share of the global market. That means we can give our services to others, like foreign countries sending their satellites. ISRO has been doing that. But now imagine if we have a private company which help in launching of foreign customer satellite and we generate the revenue. So that is now going to be next thing. Then again, manned mission. India can provide the manned mission service to other countries of the world. Also. And one thing what India has a positive advantage, that we are very much affordable in terms of technology domain. What a country can send an astronaut to the outer space and bring the person back to the earth, India can do in 1/10, even lower than that. So we can be a very good competitors in the future to others. So that is where these things will evolve in the future there. Sir.
So thank you so much for joining us, sir. I think the insights which you gave were very much valuable, not just in the academic way for the exam, but also the general audience can also understand better about this privatization of space and the role of private players and the dynamics between the public and the private players. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
No, I am very much thankful to you because of inviting me to this podcast.
Not an issue.
Because earlier also I have done, and I am very, very glad and thank all of you for this. And you have asked very good questions.
Thank you.
General people can understand that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.